Good morning, children. In today's topic, we are going to learn about global warming. What is global warming? Global warming is the current increase in the temperature of the Earth's surface, both land and water, as well as its atmosphere. We can see global warming adversely affects agriculture, horticulture and ecosystem. Reduced rainfall, higher temperature and increased pest or weed growth hamper farming. Global warming is an increase in the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, generally attributed to the greenhouse effect caused by the increased level of carbon dioxide. And we can say the rising average temperature of the Earth's climatic system is called as global warming. An increase in the global average surface of the air temperature of such magnitude will bring about alarming changes in the rainfall patterns and other climatic conditions. And this will lead to threats to health arise due to increase in disease carrying vectors such as mosquitoes, resulting in malaria, dengue fever and yellow fever. Now this global warming and its effects are known as climate change. Now we will see what is climate change. Climate change is the defining issue of our time, and we are at the defining moment from shifting weather patterns that threaten food production to rising sea levels, and that increase the risk of catastrophic flooding. The impacts of climate change and global in scope and unprecedented in scale. The climate change refers to seasonal changes over a long period with respect to the growing accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Recent studies have shown that human activities since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, several parts of the world already have been experienced the warming of coastal waters, high temperatures, a marked change in rainfall patterns and an increased intensity and frequency of storms. Sea levels and temperatures are expected to be rising. Next, we will see what is acid rain. Acid rain or acid deposition is a broad term that includes any form of precipitation with acidic components such as sulfuric or nitric acid that fall to the ground from the atmosphere in wet or dry form. This can include rain, snow, fog, hail, or you can say even dust that is acidic. Acid rain is one of the consequences of air pollution. It occurs when emission from factories, cars or heating boilers contact with the water in the atmosphere. These emissions contain nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. We can see these emissions that contain all this are mixed with the water and they become sulfurous acid, nitric acid and sulfuric acid. This process also occurs by nature through volcanic eruption. It can have harmful effects on plants, aquatic animals and infrastructures. Next we will see what is e-waste. E-waste, we can say it is called as electronic waste. We talk about e-waste describes discarded electrical or electronic devices, and we can say these electronic devices that are used are we cannot do it for resale or reuse, and that causes adverse human effects and environmental pollution. Similarly, e-waste may be defined as the result when consumer, business and the household devices are dispersed or sent for recycling. Example, we can say televisions, computers, audio equipments, VCR, DVDs, fax, Xerox machines, wireless devices, video games. All these, the equipments are, when you can say these equipments cannot be resold, so they are dumped and that becomes as e-waste. Okay. So e-waste, which is commonly called as electronic waste. It is a byproduct of the infotech society. It is a physical waste in the form of old, discarded, end of life electronics. Next we will see the sources of e-waste. We can see what are the sources, like from the home, from hospitals, from government and from the private sectors. From homes, what are the e-waste is? PCs, televisions, radios, cell phones. You can say n number of articles are there. And same way from hospitals, PCs, monitors, ECG devices. From government, we can say PCs, fax machines, Xerox machines, scanners. And from private sectors, we can say boilers, mixers, signal generators and incubators. Next we'll see what is called as solid waste. Solid waste is a basically discharge of useless and unwarranted materials as a result of human activity. Most commonly they are composed of solid, semi-solids or liquids. Solid waste consists of the discards of the house, hospital refuse, dead animals, debris from the construction sites, ashes, agricultural waste and industrial waste. When waste is not removed from the streets and the public places in time, it possesses severe health problems and hygiene hazards. Next we will see what is called as sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Okay, this concept was first appeared for the first time in 1987. We can say there's a warning of the negative environmental consequences of the economic growth and globalization, which try to find out possible solution to the problems caused by industrialization and population growth. Sustainable growth is to make a world a better place for everyone without destroying the possibilities for the next generation. Sustainable growth is concerned with the welfare of not only present generation but also it is taking into consideration the future generation. It aims at not only satisfying the luxury wants of the upper class, that is rich, but also the basic necessities of the poor like food, sanitation, healthcare, education, etc. We have to see the definitions of sustainable growth. We have two definitions here. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Whatever we are having the resources at present, we can say we cannot destroy them. We have to think of the future and keep that safe for the future generations. World Commission on Environment and Development 1987. The alternative approach is to focus on natural capital assets and suggest that they should not decline through time. Okay. So as it is, it has to stay for a long period of time, not to decline. Next, we will see what is sustainable development goals. Sustainable development has 17 goals. It is crucial to harmonize three core elements such as economic growth, social inclusion and environmental protection. A set of 17 goals for the world's future can be achieved before 2030 with the three unanimous principles fixed by the United Nations. The first principle is universality, integration and transformation. Here I have attached a small video based upon the sustainable growth 17 goals. Okay, the first goal is no poverty. Second one, zero hunger. Third one, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, strong institutions and partnerships for the goals. a small recap of what we have learned today. In today's topic, we learned what is global warming. What is global warming is the current increase in the temperature of the land and water. Next, we saw what is climate change, how it is going to affect the people as well as the animals, how it is going to destroy the sea levels and the increase in the temperature. Then we saw acid rain. This is also one of the cause for the air pollution. Then we saw what is e-waste, the electronic waste that has been dispersed from the various sources. And we saw what is solid waste. Solid waste is all the discards from the houses and that gets accumulated and how it is going to affect the health hazards. Okay, we saw what is sustainable growth. Sustainable growth is concerned with the welfare of not only the present generation but the future generation. Then we saw the definitions of sustainable growth and we saw the 17 goals of the sustainable growth. Hope you have understood today's topic, children. Thank you and have a nice day.